Well, following the arrest of New York City Controller and mayoral candidate Brad Lander, more New York lawmakers showed up to immigration court today.
Fox 8's Morgan McKay joins us live from Lower Manhattan. Morgan, what can you tell us?
Hey, Steve, Natasha. So Congressman Goldman and Congressman Jerry Nadler came here to the federal immigration building this morning and requested access to the 10th floor where they say ICE is currently detaining migrants, but both were denied access. Now, Congressman Goldman says that ICE told them that since it is not technically a detention facility, they didn't have to grant them access. Nadler and Goldman say as congressional members, they legally should have access to any facility that detains migrants. This comes one day, though, after City Comptroller and mayoral candidate Brad Lander was arrested by ICE as he was escorting an immigrant out of the same building. Agents detained the immigrant following his court hearing, placing Lander under arrest after he tried to intervene and demand they show a judicial warrant. Lander was placed in federal custody for about 4 hours before Governor Kathy Hochul arrived and eventually escorted him out. The charges against Lander were also later dropped, but congressional members say this federal office in Lower Manhattan needs more transparency.
There are people who have been staying there for 2 nights or more after they have been processed, sleeping on benches and on the floor. We are very concerned about what conditions these immigrants are being held in.
Meanwhile, Mayor Eric Adams did not issue a public statement for hours following Lander's arrest. And what he did, he slightly criticized Lander for making the moment about him. Then today, Adams again blasted Lander, saying he now knows what it's like to be arrested for standing up for migrants, referring to Adams' criminal bribery and corruption case, which was dropped by the Justice Department when President Donald Trump took office. Adams claims he was targeted by the Biden administration after he was critical of their handling of the migrant crisis. But the investigation into Adams was launched before he took office.
I think Brad's lawyers or whomever's represented him can talk about what he did yesterday and what's the outcome of it and what he was hoping to accomplish. I don't know. He hasn't communicated with me, and I'm not going to do to him what he did to me when I was dealing with federal authorities. He was pretty harmful to me. I'm not going to do that same to him. Let the process play out.
Now, in terms of Congressman Goldman, he says he's going to go back to the Homeland Security Committee that he currently sits on and ask Republicans to grant him access to this 10th floor in the federal immigration building behind me. Reporting live, I'm Morgan McKay. Steve, Natasha, back to you.
Very well. All right. Thanks, Morgan. And with less than a week to go until the New York City mayoral primary, the Democratic race appears to be tightening. In the latest poll from Marist, former Governor Andrew Cuomo is outpacing Assemblyman Zoran Mamdani by just 11 points. That's down from 19 points last month. And when calculating ranked choice voting round by round, it isn't until round 7 that Cuomo actually crosses the 50% threshold needed to take home a victory.